Hey guys, Otto here, back from Acquisition Partner with another video. So what I'm going to do in today's video is give you three specific strategies, the 3 Ps I call them, if you are looking to make either your first or your next 10K per month ASAP, okay? So you might be in a position now where you have perhaps had your eye on the agency space for a while. Maybe you've not yet launched your offer and you want to generate as much cash as quickly as possible, okay? Who doesn't, all right? But if it was as simple as that, obviously everybody would be doing that, okay? Now, I look back at when I first started my agency, it's probably about 6 years ago now. I had the goal of 10K per month then, all right? Obviously 10K per month now, 6 years later, is not as much as it was back then because of inflation and, so on and so forth. But at the time I set the goal of 10K. And I think at the time, after that first 30 days, I actually reached $14,000. So I'm from the UK, I work in pounds, but I actually surpassed the 10K USD mark and achieved 14K, and it was upward from there, okay? And it's interesting because I wanted to make this video to really kind of openly explore why I was able to achieve that compared to, the thousands, if not perhaps millions of other people out there who have tried to do that but can't, okay? Like I say, most people would want to have that sort of income. Most people would like to start a business and generate that amount of income within 30 days, but it's very difficult if you don't know what to do. Therefore, most people don't do it, okay? So for me, looking back at that time, and indeed it's still the same strategy that I follow now, albeit with much larger deals that we're doing with clients, but it all comes down to the 3 Ps, okay? So the first P is positioning. Positioning, can't spell. The second P is partnership. The third P is pricing. Okay, now what I can promise you is by the end of this very short video, you're going to get an idea of why these 3 components here, why the 3 Ps are incredibly important, and how if you leverage the strategies that I'm going to talk to you about in this video, you'll be able to unlock your first 10K per month. Okay, so maybe you've already got some clients and you just want to add 10K in monthly recurring revenue. Maybe you're starting from scratch. This video is for you. Okay, so the first one is positioning. Now, I have been on calls with prospective members who have tried to work with us, indeed, in our program. And also, believe it or not, we had one client that was like this, that did this on our call, where they've attended the call late, they haven't had their webcam on, their microphone hasn't worked, they've been shirtless, they've been in a hoodie, they're at the side of the road doing a call on their phone. And one of the things, I guess, immediately that I've said to these individuals is that, we wouldn't let you come into the program that we offer anyway, because we obviously don't align values-wise and respect-wise. But B, if you currently have a position, not only in your perceived business life, but in your personal life too, where you are perceived as having low value, then it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to reach any sort of monthly recurring revenue. Okay, so you might think that you can be an alpha male and of high value and go on a call shirtless and pitch your clients and tell them it's going to be £1 million and they're going to pay that. But I promise you, if you're 18 or 25 or 30, whatever age you might be, if you have that mentality, nobody's ever going to trust you and nobody's going to work with you, okay? So don't subscribe to any of the confirmation bias you might see with the top level gurus or, celebrities or influencers where they've spent, 10 plus years building a brand and they are able to conduct business in a way that is very niche and personal to them, okay? Don't subscribe to that mentality. When you're reaching out to potential businesses to work with, you don't want to give them a single reason not to trust you, okay? So already if you're in the agency space, they won't trust you, all right? And I've got other videos on that. But if you're coming to a prospective client and you give them any sort of reason for them to not believe that you can do or that you will do what you promise you're going to do, or that your visual presentation is off, or that something is slightly awry about who you are, how you communicate and how you do business, then they're not going to need any further excuse not to work with you, okay? So at every single stage here, you want to make sure that you're positioned adequately and correctly, okay? And when in doubt, at a default, be professional. All right, so speak properly, don't swear, don't wear rough clothes, casual clothes, dress up correctly, be smart. I look back to when I was, pitching for my first clients, and this was before COVID, where I had to spend a considerable amount of time, even pre-call, to convince my prospective clients that Zoom was not a weird thing. Okay, so it's a weird world to exist in, where you would actually have to convince somebody and educate them on what Zoom is, and that you can do business on a video call, and that we don't have to meet in person. Okay, one of the biggest objections I used to face at the time was, let's meet in person and discuss this. And obviously when you're pitching to companies in the States or Australia, internationally, it's not always a viable option. Okay, so positioning, when in doubt, go professional. Okay, and make sure that you are doing everything you can to position yourself in the marketplace, not only as an expert, but really as a true consummate professional. Okay, no hoodies, no shirtless calls. The second one here, okay, is number 2, partnership. All right, so I alluded to it here, but in the agency space, the level of trust at the moment is at critical lows. Okay, so in the UK, we have estate agents, and what estate agents do is they sell homes. So when you want to sell your home, you have to list it with an estate agent, and they do as much as they can do, and oftentimes not a lot, to try and sell your home for you. Okay, but because of the estate agency model in the UK, which differs to the States, it's not a pure sort of self-employed commission-based model. Because of how the model exists in the UK, trust over a number of decades has waned and declined drastically. So you might be the best individual at selling houses, you might make the most money, you might have the greatest results on the board, but if you operate within this labeling and within the position of being an agency, it's going to be very hard for you to add any considerable monthly recurring revenue to your business. All right, so what we did, and what I did a few years back, was we pivoted and transformed from the agency model to only operating partnerships. And what that did in its kind of most top level, simplistic, reductionist form was allowed us to position in a way and have a frame that was on a level pegging to the clients we were working with. So a lot of what we would do was, and I'm going to talk about it in a moment here, on pricing, was based on performance and commission, and approaching things from a partnership point of view really clearly allowed us to frame ourselves in the prospect's mind against that agency model. Okay, so we could literally say, we're not an agency, we're not a marketing agency, and that's not what we do. We'd get email replies from cold outreach saying, all you agency people are the same, you promise everything and you don't deliver it. We go back simply, we're not an agency, it's not how we work. Okay, so once your positioning is in place, consider the model and the vehicle that you're using. Okay, and if you run an agency, in order to operate and leverage a partnership model, you don't necessarily have to eradicate and burn down and change everything you've done to date. Okay, I'll make more videos on it, but it's specifically what we help all of the members, all you guys in the acquisition partner program. All right, the third and final point here is pricing. Okay, of the 3 Ps. All right, so with pricing, and if you're operating as an agency, you're going to be charging £1,000 per month retainers and probably nothing more than 2.5k a month. Okay, and that's because of the frame you're coming from. But when you operate under the partnership model, and hopefully you can see this, we use a 3-tiered pricing mechanism. Okay, so the first one is upfront fee, the second one is a retainer that we cross-sell or downsell, and the third one is performance. All right, so what I would say is, if you're at the start of your business genesis, start really identifying who the types of clients are that you want to ideally work with. Okay, what kind of revenues do they do? What services do they deliver? How many members of staff do they have? What technology do they use, and what do they have integrated with their website? Are they B2B? Are they direct to consumer and e-com? What are they? Who are they? Okay, and once you've directly pinpointed them and you've got all of these aspects of 3 Ps in order, what you need to do is go out to those companies, locate who the CEOs are, and start outreaching them with leveraging these points. Okay, so I'm going to make another video on this because I want to keep this one short again, which will detail to you how we actually book calls with CEOs that are managing companies of 10, 25, 50, 150 plus million dollars in annual recurring revenue. But what I think is clear, and what needs to be made clear in this video, is that if you are just starting out, if you haven't yet made money online, you need to start getting these elements in order as soon as you can. Okay, so move away from the retainer-based, lacking in value model. Get out of the agency space. Maybe you still deliver a similar service, but you just frame it differently, and make sure that your positioning in the marketplace and your personal brand is on point. Okay, so when you're starting out, when you're trying to add this amount of revenue, to your bottom line, consider the 3 Ps. Drop me a comment below. Let me know if you think there's anything else that you've used or that's helped you reach these, income milestones. I promise you, when you hit your first 10K a month, it's probably the richest you'll ever feel. So if you haven't yet reached that, that level of income, then hopefully the videos that I'm putting out will help you to do so. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.